Hi. Once upon a time, somewhere along the line, we were told that image is everything. If you were told that, it's just a common phrase, right? And so, you don't necessarily have to believe it. I mean, I don't either. I mean, be happy in what you do. Be happy in how you present yourself, I suppose. I am going somewhere with this, by the way, so don't worry. Now, trouble is, I know that the majority of my films that I have on my account are Doctor Who fan films. And yeah, I do have some others, but my Doctor Who fan films get the majority of the views, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not complaining at all. It's definitely a common field for. I've definitely sort of got an audience for that particular sort of genre of stuff. It's popular that, you know, doing Doctor Who fan films, well, at least was popular once upon a time. I wouldn't know. I haven't released a proper one in about 2 years. Yeah, it's coming up to the 2-year mark since I released my special, and so this is why I want to talk about image. Is that, and I'm sure you all know this anyway, and it's completely true. Things take time. It's not like the old days where it was just easy enough to film 4 episodes in a day, have them edited within the next 3-4 days, and then uploaded a couple of weeks later if you really wanted to. I mean, this 2-parter is a burden now. And it's great, and I like it, but it's not what I imagined it would be. This is something I want to say, because part 1 is very close to being done now. I reckon, look, in all honesty, I'm hoping to have it out within the next few weeks, but I reckon it will probably still be the next couple of months, realistically. If everything goes smoothly, and everything goes just the way I want it to go, and I find the time, then yeah, actually we could have it by the end of August, beginning of September, which is great. But if not, then yeah, probably within the next couple of months. And this is why I wanted to say it, really, because yeah, it's not like the old days. And heck, you know, making films these days is hard. And I've loved, you know, I mean, I'm not just talking about this. It's a trying thing to do. And you know, I've been making my own films since I was 13, but I was basically 12. It was like only a few weeks off being 13. So, you know, I mean, yeah, I've been making my own films since I was 13 years old. I'm 21 now. I've been doing this for over 8 years. And, well, naturally I've progressed, and my filmmaking, I would like to think, has got better. It gets harder, which means less stuff can happen. And then life gets in the way. You finish your degree, and there's not much you can do. I mean, I'm still working on it. Look, spoiler. Shh, don't look at that. It's not there. But no, it gets more difficult, it really does. And yeah, of course I want to make movies and stuff, but finding the time to, isn't it really? It's being able to do so. And can I? See, that's the question, isn't it? The question I ask myself all the time. This is literally just me rambling. And it is all about image. It really is. It's all about the image you present yourself with. Because I know that, you know, because I know, like, the image of myself online, that I'm sometimes all like a bit sort of jokey and, oh, peace out bitches and whatever, blah 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 blah. And yeah, that's a side of me. But you know, this is another part of me, and a part of me that's, I suppose, more sincere. I think that's the right word. Yeah, and you know, I mean, yeah, there's films I want to make, but I know that I can't do the standard of thing. There are certain things that I want to do, rather, that I know that I cannot. The standards of some of the ideas that come into my head, I know can't happen. And not just for technical reasons, but for time, and for the right people. Yeah, you know, I do have various ideas of some things that I'd like to do. Some I know I can, but again, it's time consuming. I mean, yes, I started filming this 2 years ago nearly, which means I'd started writing it way before then. I nearly finished writing part 2 almost a year ago, and yeah, so there was a break between, but look, all in all, like, filming wise, it's, you know, if you subtract the massive break between the start of part 1 to when I picked up on it again, if you don't count that, then it's still taken over a year nearly to do everything so far. And I just hope it's worth it, you know. And I mean, I love creating stories, I love writing, and I love acting, you know, which is why I started making films in the first place, because I love those things. And then I would use, you know, and then I learned how to sort of do them myself and get other people involved and everything. But the harder that filmmaking has got, it's not that I can't be the standard I am. There's a plane. So yeah, filmmaking for me has got harder, which is why that after this two-parter, I'm not saying I'm not going to not make films, but if you think that they're not frequent now, and I know of some excellent filmmakers, you know, I mean, there's two people that really stick out in my mind. I won't get into favouritism because that's not right, but you know, people who I know personally who would be willing to involve themselves. Some of them have worked on some of my uni films before, others have been in some of my films before and have done some excellent films of their own about some very powerful subjects. So let's just say I hope you know who you are if you watch this. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. If you don't, I'll tell you anyway. Whatever. So yeah, I know of some very good filmmakers, and I suppose my point is overall that while I can do this, I just can't do it to the standard that I want to do, because to do it to the standard that I want to do, I need to have further, more advanced knowledge in the cameras and in my editing and visual effects. I'm fine with my story, you know, I'm fine with telling people where to go. I know basic camera stuff, you know, I'm alright with my editing. But for me personally, I'm where, in terms of films that I've had help on, they are up a standard. But in terms of my own personal standard, I wouldn't say I'm any different to where I was 2 years ago. And so my image, my personal image, isn't how I want it to be. And so yeah, in future for my films, I want to get, you know, more people together to work on it, which means that when films do happen in future, they will be better, I hope. I'd like to think. But they will take more time. It will take more time. And I'm sure you all know this. You know, I'm sure that anyone who has been filmmaking for as long as myself or has studied it to a far advanced level above me or equal to me or whatever, I don't know. But my point is, I'm sure you perfectly know that this, sorry, yeah, even this, it's hard. It's hard work, and the harder it gets, the more rewarding it gets when it's done. Don't get me wrong, but the harder it gets, if you want the complete honest truth, the harder it gets, the less fun it is. It's not like what it used to be. It's really not. You know, it saddens me a little because, you know, I've spent nearly half my life filmmaking. I'm only 5 years off it, you know. Spent nearly half my life doing this already. And you know, things can change. And I'd love to do more acting and more writing and stuff, I think. I think that's what I like. And see, that's the trouble. I love all of this, and yet at the same time I hate it, because it's just got so hard that there's no time for it, and the passion isn't there anymore, I suppose. And so yeah, all of this just gets difficult. But what I am doing, what I've promised, it's coming. And I'm really hoping it can be within the next few weeks, and I highly doubt it. Because you know what, yeah, I want it done so much that I would just literally just go to hell with it and put minimal effort into finishing it, so it was still at a decent standard, but I knew that if I did that and uploaded it and watched it, I'd go, nah, this is horrible. Whereas I know if I still take the time to sit here and make it look right, no matter how much longer that takes, I'd be happier with it. And, you know, I'm sure not all of you are that bothered, but I know there is definitely some of you that really want to see this. I know there are some of you that do. I mean, I do, for Christ's sake. I really want to see this. And part 2 is... Let's just focus on part 1 first, yeah? Part 2 is a long way away. Part 2 is a long way away. I mean, it's nearly finished filming. Actually, no, it's not. Part 2 is only about 2/3 of the way through filming, and I think I've edited a shot. I've edited a shot for it. Part 2 is a long way off yet, very long way. Which is why I've sort of just put that to the side very slightly for a bit and just focused on, be focusing on and just be focusing on part 1. And yeah, there's a lot more I want to do. There is. But things get in the way, doesn't it? Life gets in the way. Work and time and things you got to do and things you got to think about. It all happen. It all, right? And yet at the same time, this one day has got to end. I can't be the guy who makes Doctor Who fan films for the rest of his life. Or just Doctor Who fan films. There's other things that I want to do, and it's just finding out how. So yeah, I guess to sum all this up, it's about, for me anyway, look, overall, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you enjoy doing it. You know, don't take any other, don't take like a sort of, don't take my own, this isn't me sort of saying, oh yeah, this is how filmmaking should be, this is how doing this should be. This is for me on a personal level. You know, in general, you know, yeah, in general, as long as you're happy, it doesn't matter whether you film with the most expert camera ever or a webcam. You know, it doesn't matter as long as you're happy doing what you're doing. But the way for me to be happy with what I'm doing, me personally, is to make it look as good as it can do. And that really takes the joy out of it all, for me. God, that's well depressing, isn't it? Sorry. But hey, I mean, it's happening, it's there. It's there. It's coming. And so yeah, on that note, I'm going to wrap this up because I have no idea how long this is. And hope for the best, and hope this will be with you soon. See you later, guys. You have a good day now. Yeah.